While you were sleeping, President Trump sitting down with top Singapore officials ahead of his highly anticipated summit with Kim Jong-un. In just hours, he will come face-to-face with the North Korean dictator. So, as the meeting draws closer, who can we expect to play a key role both in and outside that room? Here now to break it all down is North Korea analyst and the author of Nuclear Showdown, North Korea Takes Over the World, Chang. Gordon, we always love it when you can join us to talk about this because your level of expertise obviously outpaced or out what?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it goes above everybody's. Definitely above mine. So let's talk about who's in the room first.
Well, we have Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, National Security Advisor John Bolton, and Ambassador to the Philippines Sun Kim, who also is a former ambassador to South Korea and has been leading one of those teams talking to the North Koreans.
Okay.
Now, they have not been able to bridge the gap on positions, but nonetheless, you know, Sun Kim has been a key player there.
And a lot of work has been done ahead of this summit.
Yes, we had teams, first of all, in the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, in Singapore on logistics, and also we had Kim Yong-chol, the North Korean envoy, with Secretary of State Pompeo at the end of last month. And then on June 1st, Kim Yong-chol actually met President Trump in the Oval Office, delivered a letter from Kim Jong-un, and we don't know what's inside that letter, but obviously it's crucial.
Yeah, obviously it didn't stop the summit from happening, so we know that much.
Yeah.
And you were saying it's significant to point out who's not in the room.
Yeah, and that's even more important. Here we have Chinese leader Xi Jinping. He's not there. Also, Moon Jae-in, the South Korean president, who was very much important in facilitating and getting this meeting between Trump and Kim together. And our good ally, Shinzo Abe, the Japanese prime minister, who was in the Oval Office on Thursday, but he's not going to be at Singapore either. But those three figures actually, in many ways, shape the way things will transpire going forward.
Yeah. Why do you think they're not in the room? And then also, if you could talk a little bit about the significance of North Korea flying there on a Chinese airliner.
Yeah, Air China, the Chinese flag carrier, brought Kim Jong-un to Singapore, and that's basically the Chinese saying, look, he's our guy. Don't mess with him. And so that is a message to President Trump. You know, for us, Xi Jinping, the Chinese ruler, has been a malign influence. Over the last 3 months or so, they've been busting sanctions on North Korea, and they've been doing it openly, and that's really a warning to President Trump. Now, we can ignore that, Heather, if things go well with North Korea, but if they don't, it's because of China's influence, and so therefore we've got to impose costs on Beijing for messing up the summit.
How do you think the summit's going to go?
I hope that we get a firm commitment from the North Koreans to dismantle their nuclear weapons program, but it certainly doesn't look that way. President Trump and Secretary of State Pompeo have been lowering expectations, saying that this is really just a meet and greet, the first in the beginning of a series of summits and a long process. And
we've already heard that President Trump is going to invite Kim Jong-un to Mar-a-Lago. We've heard that Kim Jong-un is personally or has personally invited President Trump to come to Pyongyang. So obviously they're anticipating this continuing and moving forward.
Yeah, certainly. One thing that Kim Jong-un wants is legitimization.
I wanted to ask you that. Yeah, what do they want from us?
The moment they shake hands and they have those photographs, which, you know, in North Korea, they'll be showing those photographs as long as Kim Jong-un is the ruler. And so that is an important thing. Now, we've given that up. Now, we've got to get something in return. Question is, are we going to get that now or are we going to get it later? If we get it later, the problem is that we've handed him a victory, which means we now have less leverage because he wants less from us. So for us, this is going to be a very tricky, very intricate dance, not only with the North Koreans, but also with the Chinese, and to a certain extent, Moon Jae-in, the South Korean president, because he's been supporting Kim Jong-un. So we've got a lot of people on the other side, and on our side of the fence, we got the Japanese prime minister.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see what happens for sure, and we want to talk to you again afterwards to get your thoughts on it. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.